This is episode 2 of the 7-part series, The Roots of Bitcoin. If you have not watched episode 1 yet, I recommend starting there. You will understand much better why Bitcoin survives every crisis and why incentives are the deepest foundation of the system. In this episode, we continue our journey beneath the surface. We explore a route that protects Bitcoin from capture and corruption, a route that makes it impossible for any single person or institution to control the network. That route is decentralization. Most financial systems are like a tree with one single trunk. Cut the trunk and the entire tree falls. Bitcoin grows differently. Its strength comes from thousands of independent actors. There is no single trunk to cut. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. Let us look at one of the strongest. The word decentralization is used constantly in the crypto space, but very few people understand what it actually means. Decentralization is not a marketing slogan. It is not about a community. It is not about many users or a large network. Decentralization means the rules and the ledger cannot be controlled by any single party, not a company, not a government, not a miner, not a developer, not even the creator of Bitcoin. Power is distributed, authority is shared, consensus emerges from independent participants rather than a central source. This is extremely rare in human systems. To understand why decentralization matters, we need to understand why centralization fails. History shows the same pattern again and again. If one entity controls the money supply, that entity eventually abuses the power, sometimes slowly, sometimes aggressively, but always inevitably. Governments print money to solve their own problems. Banks take risks with other people's savings. Corporations change the rules to benefit themselves. Central control always becomes a point of failure. If you rely on a trusted authority, you accept that the rules can be changed against your will. Bitcoin was created in direct response to this problem. Bitcoin removes the single point of failure by using decentralization on multiple layers. First, anyone can run a node. Nodes independently enforce every rule. Second, anyone can mine. Miners add blocks, but they do not set the rules. Third, anyone can use Bitcoin. No permission required, no gatekeeper involved. This separation of powers creates balance. Miners provide security. Nodes protect the rules. Users keep Bitcoin relevant and liquid. No single group has enough control to take over the system. Nodes enforce the rules without negotiation. Nodes decide which blocks are valid. Nodes protect the monetary policy. If a miner tries to create a block that breaks the rules, nodes simply ignore it. The miner earns nothing and the attack loses money. This is honestly the opposite of traditional finance. In traditional finance, you must trust the authority. In Bitcoin, every participant becomes the authority. Verification replaces trust. Could someone increase the supply above 21 million? Could someone block users or countries from Bitcoin? Could someone change how transactions work? Not without the approval of thousands of independent nodes. There is no leader who can make that decision alone. Not a government, not a billionaire, not a miner, not a foundation, not even the founder. Bitcoin evolves only through voluntary consensus, not forced direction. Decentralization gives Bitcoin resilience in every scenario. Suppose a country bans mining, well, the hash rate just moves elsewhere and blocks keep coming. If a country bans exchanges, people simply go peer-to-peer and the network keeps running. Should a country block banking access, users find ways to build alternatives and freedom continues. There is no kill switch, no server to seize, and no head to cut. Bitcoin lives wherever the internet lives, and honestly, the internet is everywhere. Decentralization is not only about freedom, it's also about security. A centralized system can just change the rules overnight, whereas a decentralized ledger can only change through global agreement. Centralized systems, well, they invite corruption, but a decentralized system punishes corruption automatically. Bitcoin does not rely on trust because trust breaks under pressure. Instead, Bitcoin relies on decentralization because decentralization spreads pressure until it becomes harmless. Without decentralization, Bitcoin becomes just another digital currency. But with decentralization, Bitcoin becomes the most resistant monetary network in human history. No rulers, no gatekeepers, and no single point of failure. This route ensures that Bitcoin remains money for everyone, not money controlled by someone. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. This was episode 2 of The Roots of Bitcoin. Next, we explore a root protected by pure mathematics, a root that turns sovereignty into an unbreakable equation. Episode 3. Cryptography, the mathematical backbone of sovereignty. If you prefer clarity over chaos, subscribe and join the sharp side.